All right, so for the 9 elbows, we have to start with this basic understanding that shoulders and hips work together, okay? Shoulders and hips work together, but not only that, power that comes through the shoulders and the arms, but in this case, the shoulders, that power is generated in the hips, in the pelvis, and also in the feet, okay? So before we get into the 9 elbows, we need to have a basic understanding of how the hips and the shoulders work together. Now, one exercise that you will be able to do to begin learning how to allow the shoulders to swing freely is the swing, right? The first basic swing. And the swings are, there's a lot of different swings, there's a lot of different ways to swing, but for the purposes of the 9 elbows, it's good to swing and do the femur turn, okay? So as I shift my weight, or as I turn and rotate, I'm allowing my femur and to pivot on my toe, right? So I want to have this little turn, pivot, turn, pivot, turn, pivot. And that's allowing my pelvis to stay fluid, and it's also protecting my knees. So this motion is going to be really important as you develop fluidity in the shoulders, which is critical for training the 9 elbows. Okay, so that's first and foremost, is learning how to swing back and forth, back and forth. Okay, so we'll just swing here for a moment. Again, I'm just letting my hip turn in, letting my arms swing, and letting my shoulders be very loose, right? So the momentum, power is generated in my pelvis, turning my hips, or turning my torso as well, right? Turning the dantian, the abdominal space, rotating it, and allowing the shoulders to be very relaxed. And that's why in Qigong and martial arts, Kung Fu training, the swing is a really, really critical warm-up, because it's allowing the shoulder to come down and relax down away from the neck and the upper back, right? So we want this length, which is what helps us to generate heaviness, and that heaviness is where power can begin to move. We can have a lot of force in our movement, but it isn't because the shoulder is tight or the muscles are contracted. It's actually because the arms are really loose. The shoulders are loose and heavy. Everything gets heavy when it's loose. Okay, so start with the basic swing, right? Just learning how to allow the shoulders to be really relaxed, letting them come down from the neck, upper back, rotating the femur in, flat foot, pivot on the toe, flat foot, pivot on the toe, okay, back and forth, turning the hips, and getting this inguinal space to fold in, right? Fold, 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 and swing.